What? Plot twist. Okay, we're back with the Singles Inferno finale and reunion. And I'm not gonna lie, I went into this thinking everything was already set in stone. Like, we all know who was picking who, and then the fire pit scene happened, and the end happened, and suddenly I had a completely different thought. Let me come. Let's discuss. Okay, we're just jumping right into this. No fancy editing, just me today and my thoughts. Let's do this. First, watching Go-eun at the fire pit reminded me of how I used to play games like Love Island or episodes. You know, when you have multiple love interests and you just string them all along. And you kind of just tell them that you like all of them, but you don't really like all of them. That's just how I felt. That's how I felt while I was watching that. It's literally the finale, and all three of these men still think they might leave with you. So it made me wonder, if you already know who your number one is, should you just say it, or is it better to just keep it mysterious, you know? Because when she didn't answer who was at the bottom of her like three, I'm sorry, that just felt like stringing them along. Not like my opinion matter, you know, I'm just saying that's how I felt. Now, listen, she has the right not to answer, okay? She doesn't owe anyone anything, but emotionally, I was like, okay, girl. Just do you, I guess. Another thing, oh my gosh, something in my, excuse me. Another thing that stood out to me is how important it is to see how someone acts around other people. Like with Ejon, which I'm so sorry I've been saying your name wrong. He's very comfortable with Hannah. You can see it in his like body language. Even when he's talking to Go-eun, he kind of leaves into like Hannah. Personally, I wouldn't like that. Someone can be like amazing behind closed doors and like it's just the two of y'all. But how they move when other people are around, that matters a lot, you know? Now, with Go-eun's men that she can choose from, let's talk about them for a second. Haewon, he gives shy, closed off posture. Like he sits like this, and you know, sometimes almost like he doesn't even want to be there. Some men, when someone says I like everything about you, I'm sorry, but that feels like a cop-out answer. You don't have to like everything about your partner. Just name one thing. To me, I just feel like liking everything is kind of like, I don't know how to respond to that. But personality wise, he's like actually still in the lead for me. Now, Ejon, like I said, I'm sorry for saying your name wrong in the other video. I'm really sorry, okay? But anyway, yes, he's hot. He's an actor, you know, but there's only so far that hotness can carry you to, you know? The way he talks feels very calculated. Like in his head, it's cool honesty, but Go-eun seems like she wants like emotional expression, and he doesn't naturally give that, which hits why she probably asked him. So it really depends that she wants to stay and help like Go-eun grow in that area, because she definitely has options. Like we have the shy romantic book quote guy, the I love everything about you guy, and the this is just how I talk guy. So I generally thought she was going to choose Ijon. Ejon, sorry. I almost say your name wrong again. Ejon. Also, can someone explain Ejon and Hannah to me? Because he seems a lot into her, but like as in he spends a lot of time with her. He's very comfortable with her, and they like it just feels like there's a connection. Do they like already friends zone each other? What's going on here? Are they like, you know, like that? I tell me please, because I really don't know that situation. Now let's talk about something bigger. Watching the fire pit made me realize how hard it must be to put yourself out there on camera. This isn't a drama. This isn't characters. These are real people, real names, real lives, and post-production can make anything look dramatic. Add music, cut a sentence in half, and boom, you have something so dramatic. I can say I like apples, and it can seem dramatic if I just say, I like apples. Like, zoom in on someone's face, not suddenly there's like tension. That's powerful. That's really powerful. Like I said, I like apples. Anyway, for example, Hee-sun and Soonbin, I didn't even know if they talked about the whole bad situation, and then in the final, they showed that they did when she's like picking him. See, production showed us one angle first. That breakfast table scene looked crazy, but context changes everything. And honestly, that made me reflect on myself, because if you watch my episode 11 video review or whatever, and I said some things, there was I want to say that was my opinion based on what I thought I've seen and what they showed me. And then the reunion added much more context, and I'm like, oh, okay, maybe I reacted too fast, you know. After watching the first episode of the reunion, I actually want to apologize to Soonbin. Yeah, because he didn't know about that conversation beforehand at the breakfast table. Like, he said he didn't hear anything, and you know what, I'm sorry, I made assumptions. That's on me. 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 And in all honesty, this whole experience made me look at reality TV differently. You know, you're being influenced when you watch these type of shows, and if you don't draw a boundary, you start reacting like you personally know these people, but we don't, and we can only go based off of what we've seen. So if we take out like the name of these people, it'll be a little bit different. Like, if it was actually like a TV show, it'll be different, but it's not, and their names are attached to it, so we see edited moments in time. That's all we see. So I feel like there should be like no hate towards like any of these people, because before I like start following Christ, I would have been deeply emotionally invested in all of this, like really involved for like the wrong reasons. But now I'm trying to watch and understand people, not judge them like I know their full story, because I don't. And it's actually crazy because right after I posted my episode 11 video, I had just heard a message at church about waiting before speaking and about not reacting before seeing the full truth. And here I am, looking like a fool. But honestly, I'm actually grateful for that lesson, because whether it's reality TV or real life, sometimes we just need to wait, get context, see the full picture, and then talk about it before we speak. And like I said, I think I said this in the other video before, like, that is just my opinion based off what I seen, okay? It's just my opinion based off what I seen. So I'm learning here, y'all. I'm growing. Okay, now back to like the finale and back to the couples. We ended off with Minji and Sun Il. Obviously, Hee-sun and Soonbin talked it out, loved that for them. And then we have Minasu and Sung Hun, Joo Young and Jae-jin, and then Go Eun, the biggest surprise of them all. She chose Sung Min. What? 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 Plot twist? Plot twist. Did not see that coming at all. I genuinely thought it was going to be Ijun, but the man who couldn't name one thing he liked about her. So he chose everything, was chosen. But wow, she got me with that one. She got me with that one. She got me with that one. She for sure got me with that one. And that's really it, to be honest. What a journey. I actually recommend watching the reunion because it adds context instead of just drama. And that's something I respect. They probably do this for marketing reason or whatever, or maybe not. I don't know. Because at the end of the day, everything is not what it seems. If you know that theme song, you know you're from my generation. So yeah, I learned something from this season. Wait, before you react, before you judge, before you speak, whether it's reality TV or real life, pause. Get some help. Think about it. And then talk. Alright? Alright? And I just want to say that at the end of the day, this is all opinion based. Like I said, this is like reality TV. You gotta remember what's behind the reality. It's TV at the end of the day, so they're gonna make you entertained. Just like how they saw people were complaining about the other season being boring, and they say this season was much more drama and tension. Like, I do not expect these people to like stay together. I do not expect these people to like always be together, because at the end of the day, it's good if they are, but if they're not, that's okay, because at the end of the day, it's TV and they probably get, you know, a boost in career, some moolah. I don't know. But I did want to mention with Singles Inferno that I liked more with Singles Inferno than I did with Love Island is that there's no like really cash prize. Like with Love Island, there's like a cash prize and you either decide to split it with that person or not. It's like they're still earning like a ton of money even if they don't I mean, they still earning a ton of money even if they do split it. So why not just split it? So like, I don't know why these people think that they're not going to like split the money, because I think most of the time they usually do. In the U.S. Virgin, I'm pretty sure they do, and I just find it so like, why like why would we involve money in this? Because at the end of the day, they're making bank either way. Because after the show, they're gonna get probably brand deals. You'll see them around on carpets, you know. So it's like I just don't understand that. And from my perspective, when you add money, it's really not. It really doesn't show if they really like each other or not. I think with Singles Inferno, the fact that they just walk off hand in hand, that really shows something. Even if they don't like stay together at all, it's not about the money at the end of the day. They did make a connection at Inferno and in Paradise. So it's like I like that more than I do with the money cash prize. And I do particularly think that with our reality TV shows, I made a whole video about this. With our reality TV shows, I feel like there's always something at stake in a certain way or something to prove. And I kind of like when I watch like Korean or C dramas, I should say, it's definitely like different. For the fact is they're usually playing games or they're usually there to promote something in some type of way, yeah, for sure, but it doesn't feel as just sit down and talk. Is more so like they're having activities, they are doing stuff like that. I'm just learning a lot about TV, and like the reality of it is very like you have to be strong to like watch this type of stuff. Because like I said, you're getting influenced every single time you turn on an episode or anything like that. And I was getting influenced with Singles Inferno a little bit, and I realized now if I want to go into this industry in like a certain way, I have to prepare my mind in a certain way. And you know, I have to pray and lean on the Lord for that. So I learned something new with this experience. Even though I didn't watch all the episodes, I think if I watched all the episodes, I would have been deeper involved and I wouldn't have been able to realize all of this. But now that I watched it, and I only watched like the last two episodes and the reunion, the first episode, the reunion, I find it very interesting because I feel like, yeah, I did make a complete fool out of myself from talking straight after that episode 11 I watched, but that was honestly my raw reaction to it. So that's that. But at the same time, I don't know if I want to go down that route of doing stuff like that on this channel. So with that being said, I feel like I'm just rambling now, but I just wanted to get that off my chest because it's something that like it's something that I learned, and on this channel I'm supposed to be serious, so if I'm serious about something, I want to approach it to you guys and let y'all think what I think, or grow from there. With that being said, I'll see y'all around. Bye bye.